So people have been asking me lately, what is checking in and where does it come from? So checking in began for me as a dream. Literally, I was walking in the forest and I had to choose between taking the straight path or taking a separate path called checking in. Eventually, I came to see this as a path of living through awareness rather than conditioning. This led me to travel the world in search for answers. I wanted to know, what is happiness? How do we become happy? Where do we find peace? And what is my purpose? So I traveled the world studying different cultures and religions. I went to different churches, ceremonies, temples, and I learned a lot, but most importantly, I learned that we don't find peace and happiness in external circumstances. Some of the most difficult circumstances in the world that I've ever seen still held the happiest people. I came to know that happiness and peace and purpose is not something we find through chasing external belongings or possessions or successes, achievements. It's found within. It's found through checking in. So that became the name and philosophy that I started to live by. I built the clinic, Checking In Counseling, and that philosophy became the foundation for my practice. I wanted to create a safe place where people could come to heal, reconnect with themselves, a place where they could develop the understanding that happiness and peace are not found in external circumstances. They're found by reconnecting inward through checking in. So originally, checking in was a self-regulation tool. It was a pause, a way to stop and take a time out in order to check in, reconnect, ground ourselves. It was a pause during moments of stress and strong emotion, a way to return to calm and reconnect with ourselves. So I used this all the time for myself when I was feeling extreme emotions. It was a way to recenter quickly, and I've taught this technique to many of my clients. Eventually, checking in became much more than a coping strategy. It became a return to awareness. I realized that awareness wasn't the final destination. It was the doorway back to what I call self, and eventually finding peace. Checking in became something that I practiced daily. It was no longer just used in difficult emotions. It became a way of being for me. Today, checking in is less something that we understand cognitively. It's something that we experience. As our awareness deepens, so does our experience of checking in. The experience itself can evolve. Checking in is the practice of returning inward again and again. It's a pause and a return to awareness, and then return to self. Checking in creates space between the awareness of an experience and the experience itself. In that space, we're able to notice thoughts, emotions, stories, and conditioning without becoming completely enmeshed or taken over by that experience. And as identification and attachment loosen, our suffering begins to soften. Checking in allows us to return to our deeper nature, what some call self or awareness, spirit, God, creator, universe, the Tao. It's a reconnection to the deeper essence of who and what we are. Over time, the deeper philosophy of checking in has evolved greatly. I now understand that through repeatedly checking in, the unconscious gradually becomes conscious. As our awareness grows, attachment to conditioning begins to loosen. As we repeatedly return to awareness and self, our consciousness expands. We begin to experience ourselves, other people, and the world differently. We're more calm, more connected. Ultimately, checking in is the continual practice of remembering and returning to who and what we are beneath the fear, beneath the conditioning, and the illusion of separation. Checking in is more than a therapeutic practice. It's a philosophy, a return, and a way of life.